What's up, you guys? Casey Farlow here, registered dietitian and healthy hormone weight loss expert. And here I am today interviewing one of the most incredible clients. You guys, Sammy is such an inspiration that you can feel incredible even through menopause and beyond. She truly shares so many incredible insights of what have helped her to be successful in my healthy hormone weight loss program and how she's gone from feeling fatigued, bloated, not being able to sleep, to feeling full of life, full of energy, and sleeping through the night without any issues. So I can't wait for you guys to be inspired by Sammy as well. So let's meet Sammy. Sammy is such an incredible inspiration for women at any age, and the fact that you
Oh,
can feel good no matter how old you are or what you're going through or any symptoms you're having, like you can heal and you can feel better. And I really wanted her to share her own advice and her tips and what she gained from the healthy hormone weight loss program, because we're about finished. I think we have a couple weeks
another
left
week.
together.
Yep.
And you've made incredible strides with your symptoms and how you feel. So I really wanted to give hope to everybody else that tunes into this call. So first, Sammy, what made you reach out to me? So I think I remember you sent me a message on Facebook. So we had done a yoga retreat together many years ago in Costa Rica, and
Almost
that's
like,
where we met.
cool.
That was such a beautiful time. And I remember I had just met my husband like shortly before that, and I was telling Sammy all about it. But
Okay.
anyway, she sent me a message on, I believe that was Facebook, and you're like,
It was Messenger.
yeah, the Facebook Messenger, and you're like, Casey, I need a little help. So tell me kind of, if you remember back, because I know you're feeling a lot better now. If you remember, what were some of those symptoms you were having, or what were you experiencing that you were like, I really need to reach out for help? And so,
Well, first and foremost, I've been watching you on social media for a very long time. And it's just every time I'd watch you, everything made sense. What you were saying, what I needed, and I was putting it all personally to myself that, you know what, there is something not right with me. I'm not feeling good. I just turned 60. So it was like a big, it's a
I
big
can't even
milestone.
believe that, Sammy. You look incredible.
60. Thank you. 60 is a big thing. And what was working 20 years ago was not working for me now. So some of my symptoms were bloating. I couldn't lose any weight. It didn't matter what I did, even if I starved myself or if I ate really healthy, it didn't matter. I was stagnating and I wasn't sleeping well. And I just was not feeling good at all. A lot of fatigue and a bad mood because I was so obsessed by how I was feeling that I couldn't figure it out. And I always thought I was very educated about it.
Yeah.
So that is why I reached out to you.
Yeah. So what were some things that you learned in the program, or what were some of the things that you think made the biggest difference in how you feel?
Well, first and foremost, you're very educated. You know what you're talking about, and I've learned so much with the modules were my favorite because just re-educating myself, because when you're born like in the 60s, like it's different education what I was taught, and relearning everything, and then having you come on for our weekly calls and going over it with us. That was big for me because it was I was hearing it. When you hear something and not reading it, it's two different things. So I had with you and just the interaction of all the girls on the calls, knowing that you're not the only person going through this. Everybody else, and it doesn't matter how old you are, it can happen to 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40. We all have the same issues and their insecurities and how we feel. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if it's 5 pounds or 10 pounds. It's just how you feel within yourself. And I think that as we got to know each other on the call, we felt more comfortable and we're more like a family, like the girls. We could talk very freely with the girls. And that was, I look forward to those Monday calls. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. And I just feel like you have re-educated me that I can speak about things now, about nutrition, to myself and to other friends now.
Yeah.
because I feel like I've gotten the results, what I needed
Mm-hmm.
going forward. Because
Yeah.
I don't have the same symptoms I had 3 months ago.
Sure. I love the
Yeah.
authentic connections that you guys build as like a team. And the fact that you're
Right.
able to give the younger ladies a little bit of advice too, right? Like it's so
Right.
nice to have kind of the different age groups within the group because, you know, we have different struggles at different ages, but you guys can still all relate to the same struggles.
It's
right?
all the same. It's all weight, and it's how you feel about yourself. It's those insecurities, how you feel like, okay, I've had a really shitty day, and not giving up and saying, you know what, my next meal is going to be a better meal. I have another opportunity to make it, turn it around. It's not like you ruined the program because you don't have. It's all like you've taught us. It's all in your monkey mind.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm always
It's all
talking
like,
about the monkey mind, huh?
it is true because you
Yeah,
sit
you
there
have
and
to
you
train
play,
it. You have to
you
train it if
train
you're going to
it,
be
it's what you're
successful.
right, and you cannot give up on yourself. And that is why I've learned this is the only program that has helped me ever in my life, ever. And I've been struggling, even though I don't have a lot of weight to lose. It's how I felt within myself,
Yeah.
and it's like the education that I will have for life.
Yeah.
And I can go back because I always wrote notes, and I can go back and just keep rereading it and saying, okay, I don't forget about this, and I can do this.
Yeah.
And
Were
it's
there
like,
any sorry to interrupt you. Were there any like big mindset shifts for you along the journey? Because I know you've been teaching the other ones, kind of your own mindset is so beautiful and such a growth mindset. Did you
well,
notice like any changes throughout the program just around your mindset, around nutrition, around weight loss, around just your experience with health?
everything. I think everything, it's like a circle of events that goes on from when you wake up, and it's the attitude that you have and the choices that you make all day long, and taking care of yourself instead of taking care of everybody else. You have to come first, because when you're not good, nobody else is going to be good. Because, and what I've noticed from all the girls, they're all taking care of their families, the kids, and this and that, and they all got shortchanged. Yeah, so I just feel like, you know, some of the tools that you've taught us, or, you know, about, for me, I took up meditation. I love it. And I feel like at night, it relaxes me at night, and being grounded. I've done that a lot. So these are some of the tools that you have taught us through the programs, and you repeat yourself over and over again. You do, but that's what we all, because we all have so much going on in our head on an everyday basis. We forget about us, and
Yep.
you know what? If we don't take care of ourselves, nobody else is.
Right.
And it has to do with your sleeping, and what you put in your body, and we can all control that.
Yeah.
And I've learned that, and this, you know, how you talk about protein, fiber, and fat.
Mm-hmm.
I think about it every single meal now. It's true though.
Yeah.
And that's getting re-educated again about it, because I didn't know that. I didn't know the right fats.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about inflammation. And at the beginning, what I did, I took out sugar and the dairy, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw a big difference
Mm-hmm.
on my head. I mean, it's like I didn't feel that bloating and making me tired. It was the sugar. And
Did you
don't
notice
realize
a change in your mood and like your energy and all
my
of that?
energy is 100 times better.
That's
I
incredible.
mean, I sleep straight through the night now, like 8 hours. Yeah. So, and that has to do what I'm eating too. Like you've taught us, the best meal is lunch, that you taught us. And I didn't know that. I always thought it was breakfast.
Yeah.
So I, you know, and try to eat before the sun goes down. And we're all going to have situations that we are not going to happen.
Of course.
Right.
But part of that
the
mindset is letting go of perfection, letting go of trying to do all the things, right? Just focus on one thing and then be really proud when you accomplish that one thing.
Right. And you know what? And this is not like, oh my God, you know, I like that. I like the weigh-ins. Because I would like to hear what all the other girls were saying and what they did. And, you know, and then we get on our to call it, why did this happen? Tell me what's, and you know what? You were so always like very personable with each and one of us. And that makes a difference, that you really were like taking an interest in each one of us. and trying to figure out their symptoms, because we all had different symptoms and we were all going through different things.
Yeah.
So that all has a lot to do with you too. So if it's
Thanks.
true, but it's true. I mean, you could get on one of these programs and they can pretend that they really care, but they really don't. People, they don't. That's the reality.
Yeah,
it's true. But it was very personable in your program, and you're very educated about what you like with supplements. You didn't just pass out supplements. It was what you needed personally, not what everybody else needed.
For sure. So what do you think is the key to your success? Like throughout the 3 months, what do you think is like the main thing that has really gotten you to where you are right now?
A commitment. I was committed. I was committed the day I talked to you on that phone. When I made that phone call to you, I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. And I did. And I was consistent. And I'm going to stay consistent with it. Yeah. And I know what bread does to me. I know what the sugar does to me. It's true though. It makes a difference. It really does. And you know what? And you have to understand what's good for yourself. And you got to understand how to order them when you go out to eat, because everybody's going to go out to eat. And you should never be afraid to speak up and say, you know what, this is what I want. This is what, because they'll understand.
Yeah. It seems like women kind of tend to tiptoe around that at restaurants and not really ask for what they want, which like they'll accommodate you no matter what.
Anything. Listen, I went on a trip and I ate really good. I mean, it's like I adjusted every meal menu. When I was ordering, I'm like, can you do this? And they're like, sure.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be afraid to worry about what other people think.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, what would you tell somebody that was on the fence about joining the program? Because there's a lot of women I talk to and they're like, I don't know if right now is the right time. I need to talk to my husband. I'm not sure if this is it. So what would you tell somebody that was like, oh, maybe, like they get on a call with me and after the fact, they're like, is this something I really should commit to? Because it is a big financial commitment, right?
It is, but not really when you're talking about financial. It's not that much money when you're talking about how you're going to feel in the long term. So for that money, it really isn't.
Yeah.
Because
and it's skills that you'll take with you.
What you're giving us is so much more, because you're taking this with you and you're going to have it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And so
those skills are invaluable. Like, especially the neuroplasticity stuff. I mean, I listen to my own stuff all the time because I benefit from it. It's a daily practice,
And you got to keep going over it. Like I read my notes and I keep going over it. And it's simple stuff, but you don't realize how simple it is, because we all live our lives and not thinking about stuff like that. And what makes you feel good. And there's certain things that make you feel good when you listen to yourself.
Yeah.
So if somebody was on the fence, and I would say that you have to really want to do it.
100%.
You have to be committed, because if you're not committed, this program will not work. And it's an easy program, and it's a realistic program, and anybody can do it. Anybody. It doesn't matter how much weight you need to lose, because there's girls on our group have lost more than 10 pounds. And they're committed. You see the commitment, and I hear it in their voice. So anybody can do it, but you have to be committed. Yeah. And at any age, you can be a lot older than me too.
It's really showing up.
I would say do it, commit to yourself, and commit to the group, and you're going to get so much out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I love that. Like not just committing to yourself, but committing to your community too, and your tribe and your group.
Like you always say, talk on the Facebook, do post, be part of the group. Yeah. That makes you part of a group, that a community, that you're part of it. You feel like you're getting something out, and ask questions, and you should ask any questions and never feel stupid. Right. Ask a question, because everybody is different. Yeah.
And there's always a solution.
There is. Right? You always give really good solutions.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll say, well, why don't you track your food? Why don't you see what you're really doing because we get so like, oh, I don't really care, I've screwed up. But if you see what you're really doing, you're like, oh, okay, I need to adjust this and that, and then things will start happening. It's a cycle. It's like how I don't know, if you're not hydrating, if you're not sleeping, if you're under stress, it all goes hand in hand. But you know what? Like you've taught us, we can fix that.
Yeah. You can fix anything.
You can fix
I love
anything.
when people are like, I'm eating perfectly, but I'm like gaining weight. I'm like, well,
you can eat out.
How much are you eating? Right. I mean, it's right. You do have to kind of have that awareness of what your intake is, especially in the beginning. If you're not seeing weight loss, it's because you're likely eating too many calories for your body's needs. And we have to like investigate that. Right. And use tracking as a metric, just like blood pressure. It's like, how many calories am I supposed to hit? It doesn't matter if you go over one day or go under one day. It's really just a goal, right? So changing the mindset around tracking is really important too, and not taking it as, a failure if you go 100 calories over one day. It's about the
act. It's not a failure.
No,
not at all. And people get so caught up with it because we've been taught that in our society, and that's the problem.
Yeah. And did you have kind of that all or nothing mentality before you started this program? I'm either on the diet 100% or I'm not even thinking about it.
I'm 100% into it because this was a huge commitment. Like you said, financially, for me, it was a big deal because I've never done anything like this. And this is what I wanted. And I was going to succeed. Yeah. And even though, I didn't have a lot of weight to lose, but I did it in the right way.
Yeah.
I did it in the way that I can live my future. Like I didn't starve myself once. I ate properly. I ate 3 meals. My snacking has changed tremendously. I was like, for example, yesterday I was like, I wanted something sweet. Instead of going to get sweet, I had a protein bar with low sugar in it. And I was good. It was weird. It was like, oh my God. I didn't know
because protein is so important during 20 grams menopause. It's probably the most important thing is trying to get that protein in, especially that 20 grams per meal. I feel like that's made a big difference for you, hasn't it? Like really trying
huge. Like the protein bar had 21 grams of protein in it.
Yeah.
And it filled me up. I felt good. I was good till dinner. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to have some snacks. I'm going to have chips or crackers or what I used to go for.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I get it because I had 3 eggs yesterday morning. So I'm getting the protein and it's filling me up in the right way, not snacking, eating, I'm just more aware of what I'm doing now. And like I'm planning my meals and I really like planning my meals, like my berries and my oatmeal, whatever it is. I like planning it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like anybody can do it. And it's just a commitment. It's just a commitment.
Well, tell me about your symptoms now. So we're 3 months in. Are you noticing changes in your bloating? I know that was like one of
I don't have any bloating.
That's great.
My stomach is flat. I'm not, well, whatever. But no, I'm not. Yeah,
you're not having the gas bubble.
No, like you were. Not that. And I feel like I have more energy, and I'm not like tired in the middle of the day.
Right.
And I'm sleeping so much better. And I really believe it's what I'm doing is like I'm eating properly. I'm eating the right. I wasn't like I'm not starving myself like I used to. Like, oh my God, I'm not going to eat too many calories. Now I eat, but I eat the right meals, right food.
No, for sure.
And I don't cheat myself.
Yeah.
And because I used to be so scared, oh my God, I'll gain a pound, but it's not about that. That's what you've taught us.
Yeah.
You can have certain foods and you might gain a little bit of weight, but it's okay.
But in the scheme of things, like, does it really matter to have a little bit of weight gain 1 week? It's actually good for your metabolism to have those maintenance times where you might gain a little or stay the same. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually really good for your metabolism.
Yeah. So I've been stabilized for the last month.
Yeah. So you've been in a maintenance mode. Yeah.
Yes. But I've been eating too. It's not like I've been like, okay, now that I'm maintenance, I got to be really careful. I'm doing the same things that I was doing before. Right. So, but I exercise quite a bit too.
Yeah.
So, and I truly believe part of this program is your vitamin D, is getting your steps in. and getting out there and taking some time for yourself, wherever it is. If it's like a little walk, walking the dog, or whatever you can do, is do something for yourself, or with your husband or boyfriend or whoever. Yeah. So I think that you have said that many a times about the vitamin D is so important. You need it for your skin and for sleep, I think.
Oh, also, for sure. For everything, your mental health, everything. Well, Sammy, you're such an incredible inspiration, and it's been such an honor to work with you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for providing some insight and advice for other women and helping them to know, like, you can feel really good no matter what age, but you do have to commit to it. You do have to make yourself a priority. And I think that's a really, really incredible point that you have brought up. Don't join the program if you're not willing to make yourself a priority. Like, just don't do it. It's a waste of your time and effort.
It's a waste of time. If you can't commit to that phone call and be present on Monday for that 1 hour, that is so important.
Yeah. If you want to be successful, you have to show up. Like, people
always say that.
Can you guarantee success? I'm like, no, if you don't show up and you don't do the modules and you don't do what I tell you to do, of course I can't promise
I can't make you do it. I can't go in your body and tell you what to eat and what not to eat.
Right. It's like you can bring the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I can give you all the tools. Doesn't mean I can hold your hand and make you do them. And I shouldn't be doing that.
No, that's not your job. Your job is to educate us.
No, but I can help you through the resistance or through the limiting beliefs that might be holding you back from getting there. We definitely can work through that. But ultimately, you have to make yourself a priority emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Otherwise, you cannot be healthy.
It's true.
Sorry, it's just true.
It is
all right, Sammy. Again, it's been such a pleasure. And
thank you, Casey.
Sure,
you're the best.
Sure. Thanks, Sammy.
All right.
All right.